Hello, my name is Luis Eduardo Frias Alamilla, and this is my presentation for my activity number 7 using apps. First of all, what is an app? The word app is actually short for application, and an application is a program designed for a operative system with a specific purpose. For example, the program Photoshop is was made for the Windows operating system, and its purpose is to edit images. We can divide apps into two categories: the native apps and the multi platform apps. The native apps are designed for one specific uh, operative system and can only be used on that system or that kind of hardware. For example, I have here the Safari browser, which was designed specifically for the iOS system, that is the one that Apple devices utilize. And the multi-platform are actually designed to work in different systems and different kinds of hardwares. For example, WhatsApp or Facebook can be used on cell phones, Android, both Android and Apple, with the respective application, or in a tablet or in a desktop through the website. Both categories have different advantages and disadvantages. For example, the native apps have the advantage of having a better performance because they were designed for this specific system. As I said before, Safari was designed for iOS, so it works very well with that system. Also, they are specialized software. With the example I gave before of Photoshop, it is very specialized in the editing of all kind of images, and also this type of apps can work offline. For the same example, Photoshop doesn't need a connection to the internet to work. Now, with some disadvantages, well, obviously these type of apps are more complex to develop because you have to work very closely with the developers of the system that you are going to use to run this app. Also, most of them requires you to buy a license to use it, like Photoshop, and most of these are harder to use because they are more specialized. They are more complex tools to learn how to use. Now, the multi-platform apps. Well, some advantages could include the work flexibility because you can access the same document through multiple devices. You can have also mobile platforms, as I said before. You can access, for example, Google Docs. You create it in your desktop, then you can access it through your cell phone. Also, most of these are easier to learn that the native apps that are more specialized or more complex tools. But also the disadvantages. This means that most of these apps have lower or slower performances because they have to work in many different types of devices. Also, the tools that these apps have are very limited, as I said before. These type of apps are not as specialized as the native apps. Also, this means that most of the time, these type of applications are not the best option available for one specific purpose. For example, I keep going back to Photoshop, but it's a really good example actually. Photoshop is very good to edit photos, to create images also. And I have on my cell phone an application called Pixar that also works to edit photos, but it doesn't have. I don't think even the half of the things that Photoshop can do. That will be everything on my part. Thanks for your attention.